Echoing.
Hey everyone, welcome to Facebook Live. So tonight's concept is going to be about why six-figure earners walked away from what they were earning and what they'd created to begin again at zero with the industry disruptor. So tonight on the call, you've got myself, Darren Foy, Karina Bentley, and James Lavelle, and we're just going to take 60 seconds or so for you guys to load onto the call, get comfortable, whatever it may be for you, and then we'll begin. So just, if you can hear us right now and you're getting the feed good, just comment below, let us know where you're calling in from, say hi, and don't be shy. Okay, so just before we begin, for anyone that's maybe on the call and you don't know what this is about, let me just give you a brief insight before we begin and take up about 25 to 30 minutes of your time, and you decide to give us that time. So if you know anything or you don't know anything about network marketing, let me just give you an insight into what it's all about. So I'll share a true share of my own story. I'm nearly 3 years inside the industry now in network marketing. They say people stumble across the industry through inspiration or desperation. And for me, it was most certainly through desperation. So myself and Lisa, my partner, and a couple of boys that we had at the time, which was back in 2014, we'd lost everything that we had. We had traditional businesses. We had multiple businesses that we lost through some naive decisions of our own. It got to a point for us where it was literally a case of we couldn't pay the bills, we couldn't pay the mortgage, we could barely put food on the tables. Letters were coming through the door. I was putting them in a drawer without opening them. People were knocking on the door. I was afraid to open the door, and phone numbers were ringing me and I wouldn't answer them because it was just at that point where I was avoiding everything, thinking that it would get me out of the hole. And then in February 2014, we came across an opportunity through a friend of Lisa's. We didn't know anything about network marketing, but we knew if nothing changes, and we needed to get out of that hole. 2 weeks after getting involved in the industry, we had our home repossessed. And at that point, we had like a split decision to make, which was I go get a job, I pay the bills, I survive, and I just look after my kids and see them kind of maybe in the evenings, or we go all in with network marketing. And that was the opportunity that we had. And, we got involved in the industry then. We then began to begin and realize what residual income was and what the industry was all about, which is helping and supporting other people. And inevitably what life is about is it's about living life on your own terms and being able to create something for you, for your family and your future. And that's what myself, Karina, and James are going to talk about this evening. So just before I begin to share screen and get the slides to you, let me just create an introduction for this guy that's going to take the first part of the call. So I stumbled across a video by this guy maybe late October 2015. I've been following him for quite a while because with his previous company, he'd smashed all records, he'd broke all records to the top. He was a phenomenon there anyway. And then I seen this video to say he was stepping away from that company. And, obviously it created intrigue. It created a massive level of interest. I reached out to him, partnered with him in late November 2015. And in this company, in Ariix, with the Opportunity Company, he smashed all records again, fastest to the top position. And over that last 12 months since then, he's gone on to achieve incredible things, been a great mentor and support for us, and recently been announced as the European newest Founders Club member. And if you don't know what Founders Club is, just stay tuned till the end, and we'll go and talk about what Founders Club is then. So what I'm going to do now is just pass over to Mr. James Lavelle.
Yeah, I appreciate the introduction, Darren. Thank you. Good evening, everyone on Facebook. By all accounts, I think we're up to over 600 people on this live, so it's really rocking, and we appreciate the time that you guys are taking out. You could be doing a million and one things, but you're taking the time out to listen to us. And look, there's no sales pitch here. This literally is just information for you guys. So just relax, sit back, and we're going to give you some info. What you do with that info is completely up to you. So just a bit of background on me. I'm from Manchester. Maybe the accent gave it away. But I have really the best starts in life, and this is not a sob story. This is more just for context, for those who can relate. I was in school, I didn't pay attention. didn't see how things like geography and religious education were going to change my life. So I was kind of distracted, and I wasn't a bad lad, but I just mixed with the wrong crowd. And you know, I left school with nothing. Well, I actually left to a round of applause, I think. I definitely didn't leave with no qualifications. And again, I was misguided for a couple of years. And I just remember my first job, and I was, you know, it was the bacon factory. And for those who know me have heard the story. And I'm not knocking anyone who does that, but I just felt like there's got to be more to life than this. So I went and joined the military. I needed to escape the environment. And listen, whatever happens here on in my business career, I will always be thankful for the military. 15 years I've served. I've been some glamorous places. I've been some not so glamorous places, but it made me the man I am today. So I'll always be thankful. But I had a little daughter in 2011. And what that made me realize is that I was stable enough financially, but I was lacking time spent with my kid. And if you're a parent, maybe you can relate to that. So I was looking for more time, but what was I going to do? Walk away from a 15-year career? And then I stumbled on network marketing on Facebook. You know, someone said they had an opportunity and it could change my life. I mean, who believes that stuff, right? I'm just the kind of a guy who's like, look, what's the worst that can happen? You know, I'm inquisitive, because closed minds cost people fortunes. So I was open-minded and I wanted to learn more, and I got started. It's as simple as that. That's where greatness begins. You have to get started. And I didn't know all the answers. I didn't have all the skills, but what I lacked for in experience and skills, I made up for in endeavor and enthusiasm. So I got to work, and it was just a whirlwind. Within 7 months, I was the top position of company, broke lots of records, was a six-figure earner part-time, and it was just a magical time of my life. But more than the money, I developed as a person, I created new friends, I traveled. I just had everything in my life was taken to the next level, and that really was a great experience. I left the military, and you know, look, it was my birth into the industry, but the first person you fall in love with is not necessarily the person you're going to stay with forever. And you know, I'll always be thankful to that company, but for me, I no longer felt the love. And this business, you got to look people in the eyes. We're in the recommending business, so I kind of stumbled on Ariix. I wasn't looking for anything, because what guy walks away from a secure six-figure income, a residual six-figure income? But once I seen Ariix, and maybe you guys will be the same tonight, once I seen it, I couldn't unsee it. So when I walked away from my previous company, people said, this guy's crazy. A guy who walks away from six figures to start again at zero is either crazy, or maybe he knows what's coming. Maybe he's done his research. And my advice to people on the call tonight is take your time to understand what this company is about, because it wasn't just me. You know, Darren, Karina, there's other leaders in the UK who've walked away from big incomes to start again at zero with Ariix. And you've got to ask yourself why they've done that. When they walk away from a big income, they don't do that on a whim. They do it because they take the time to understand. And we're going to give you a little snapshot of that stuff tonight. So we've been live in the UK for about 18 months. We've had huge growth. But more importantly than that, from your perspective, we've laid the foundations. The first 18 months are never easy because you're finding your feet in the market. And we've done that. And we're just at this start line now for 2017, and we really are going to the next level. And of course, by the time this presentation's ended, if you like what you see, then you know we welcome you to be a part of our journey. So I just want to take you through this slide. The handsome guy in the top right-hand corner is a bit of an industry icon, a mogul. That's Tim Sales. He's made over $20 million in the industry, and at one point was earning a couple of $100,000 a month. So a guy like this knows what he's doing. Now, he was in a company that's been around a long time. I'm not going to name the company. And he kind of was on residual income. He just beach money, they call it in America. Lots of people tried to get him to walk away from that company. He was offered multiple figures time and time again. He wouldn't do that because he didn't want to forgo his legacy that he created. He'd been on the Letterman show and all this sort of stuff, and he was considered an industry expert. However, after many, many years of people trying, he come out of retirement to partner with Ariix. Again, a guy who does that is not going to sacrifice his legacy. So we're really proud to have Tim Sales as our master distributor. And again, it's evidence that, you know, the people who know what they're looking for know that they're in the right home. And why is that? Why did Tim Sales walk away from what he did? Why did the other leaders do the same? And there's 6 main reasons. And I want you to really focus on this. And this is where I believe we're different than anybody in the industry. So we've got great products, and other companies will make that claim, and there's some great products out there. But the thing for me, it wasn't just one great product and then some supporting cast. It was a consistency. It was a no compromise in quality at every single level. So our distributors can go to the field and they can share these products with people in the confidence knowing that they're the best on the market. The next thing is the brand strategy. So Lots of these companies are out there, and it's kind of the same sketch. You know, they beat the drum, the company name, and they have some huge growth. And then after a couple of years, maybe the name's a little bit saturated. Maybe the people get sick of hearing about it. You won't have that with Ariix because we have a unique brand strategy. So you have these 6 individual brands that Karina's going to talk about in a minute. What that gives us is strength and flexibility, because if you think of a shopping center, if a company has one shop, even though it's got multiple products, if that shop goes into difficulty, then it can be tough for the distributors who promote the business. But if we've got 6 different shops, 6 different divisions, they're all individual brands with their own marketing, their own websites and things like that. And there's no correlation between the two. So if you're looking for an opportunity, you need to understand that a clever brand strategy is what sets us apart from anything else. As we continue to grow, if a brand got into difficulty, it wouldn't affect the other 5 brands. So again, Karina will touch on that. The next one is probably the most important thing. So if you've ever been involved in network marketing and you've seen a compensation plan change, if you've seen the rules change, if you've seen representatives terminated without any notice, that means that there's no Bill of Rights. That means it's the company's rules and they can change the rules at any time. There's a bit of a myth in the industry. People say things like own your own life and own your own business. But if the company can pull the rug from you at any time and you have nothing you can do about it, do you really own your own business? That's the question I'd be asking. So what I've seen with Ariix when I did my research was this Bill of Rights. And I won't get into the legal jargon, but basically it's reassurance and protection for people like me and you that the rules can't be changed. They can't change the compensation plan. They can't change anything without authorization from field leaders like me and these guys. And again, we ain't ever going to make decisions that don't benefit us. So the Bill of Rights is the biggest thing. If you're going to commit to a business and you're going to give years and years of your effort and energy, you need to make sure that your legacy is protected. So the next thing is training. I always remember this stat. You are 500% more likely to succeed if you have the right mentor. And I like to think that in our business, from Darren, Karina, all the other amazing leaders in the UK, we've kind of, amalgamated, we've formed a great leadership team. And as well as the online stuff, we're doing events all around the country and training. So the training and support and the tools the company give us really is second to none. So if you partner with us, just understand that you're going to get the best training and support available. The next thing I looked at was the people behind the mission. So when people are looking at companies, they don't look at this stuff. They get sucked in by flashy marketing plans or hype, something new's launching and everyone gets excited. But you got to take your time, light a cigar, have a condor moment and really get beneath the surface. And for those who know, these guys on the bottom, these are a smart group of people. They've been involved in a company before called USANA. They took that from about 60 mil to almost 600 mil. That company is now worth over $1 billion. Success is never an accident. These guys ain't rookies. So I knew when they was forming Ariix that they'd been successful before and they were about to be successful again. And obviously they invite me and you along that journey. What I also like about that as well is it's not just one owner, it's multiple owners and they've all got different strengths. Deanna Latson is phenomenal with products. Our CEO is an expert in comp plan. Riley Timmer is the chief of operations. So they come together to formulate a winning team. So people follow people, and they were one of the biggest reasons that I made the decision. And probably the final thing that I looked at, and maybe the other guys did, is timing. It's so important in business. You just ask Blockbuster Video, because they were big once, but if you don't evolve, you evaporate. It really is as simple as that. And you need a company who are dynamic, who think modern day. And that's exactly what you've got with Ariix. So be reassured, I will never join a startup company because the first 2 years are precarious. So you've got to look at a company that is big enough that it ain't going to go out of business, but small enough that you can benefit from that growth. And we're exactly on that curve right now. We're at approximately about 200 million. And we anticipate we'll be towards $1 billion within the next 5 years or so. So that's huge growth. And again, you can position yourself ahead of that growth. So there's kind of the 6 reasons why Tim Sales, why other top leaders are looking at Ariix. And you might think, well, Ariix must be really big. And it's not at this moment. In the UK, there's about 2,000 reps at the minute. Now, let me put that into context. There's 66 million people. So we're here, we're established, we've got some great leaders, but we've got so much room to grow. And in the next couple of years, we're going to have that huge growth. And again, you can position yourself with that. So that's really it on that perspective. We've won multiple awards. Everything here now is a perfect storm and it's set up for people to win. And that's why we're doing calls like this, because we want to invite the next wave of people to be part of the journey. So that's a little overview of the company. I want to move you on to this next lady. She's a very special lady, and this is reassurance maybe to you guys. I've been in the industry less than 4 years, and Karina's only been in a couple of years as well. She's a mum of 4 children, so she demonstrates that anyone can do this business, because I have 1 child and she gives me the runaround, right? She was in a network marketing company previously, very successful there, even though she's only been in the industry a short time. And it got to a point where she didn't feel valued. And she had to make a decision to walk away from a 6-figure income herself. She had lots of companies vying for attention. She did a lot of research. And in the end, there was no competition. She stepped into Ariix and she's had huge, huge success already. And I'm privileged to be partnering with such a phenomenal woman. So, Karina, are you there?
I'm here. Thank you very much, James. That's quite an entry. Thank you.
No worries.
Yeah, I mean, I moved over to Ariix, the opportunity company, around about 4 months ago now, and walked away from a 6-figure income, a hard-earned 6-figure income within network marketing. I had no previous experience before I joined my previous company, and when I took the decision to leave that company, I knew I had to find somewhere that was going to offer me something special, and not only for me, but for my team as well, because they'd put a lot of time and effort into building a business, and I knew that I wanted somewhere secure. And exactly reflecting back on what James said about the Bill of Rights, it was small changes to our compensation plan that really tipped the edge for me, and the Bill of Rights was a massive attraction for me. But what was more of an attraction was the 6 brands, for sure. Having that unique branding approach was something that it was a really important thing to me. I'd come from the cosmetics and aesthetics industry. I was a nurse by trade, and looking at the products across the board, having that draw of like this almost limitless brand strategy, so you weren't pigeonholed to a particular product. And as much as I looked at different network marketing companies available, I found that you were always sort of pigeonholed to a particular product category. So for me, having these 6 different brands meant that you could enable a broader customer and rep approach, because there's literally something for everybody. And I think the Opportunity Company truly represents that. When we've got people from every walk of life, from stay-at-home mums to serving army commandos, there's literally something that's going to appeal to anybody and everybody. And you don't need experience to do it, because, as James said, the training is all here and in place for you. The other great thing is being able to offer various sales platforms with these products. And what that means is that we can offer them face-to-face by social media, and we can also offer them business-to-business because of the strength of the brands. Being able to offer something different to different people on different platforms is a massive attribute. So the first brand that we have is the Nutrify, and the Nutrify for me was, that was one of the biggest things. I'm really into fitness myself, and I had a good understanding of nutritional support and making sure that the body got everything that it could possibly need, and having an understanding of that, and then realizing that the level of the collection, this is a collection of premium supplements. Okay, they're gold standard. This is something completely different for health and wellness, and we've got everything from superfood superheroes, the awesome mower, right up to complete detox products. And there is literally a level of absorption rate, and if you don't know anything about how your body absorbs vitamins and nutrients, then have a look at the Nutrify range, because it is literally mind-blowing, and it's completely changed the way that I personally approach training and nutrition. And knowing that there is a support system with this product range, leading on from the Slenderize, which is the next brand, to give you a complete overhaul and to aid your body's transformation and to keep your whole family healthy as well. It's not just about like adults being healthy. The mower, we can use it for cooking and we can give it to the kids, and it's the perfect brand to be able to help healthy you and a healthy family. And that was important to me, having those family values and knowing that I had a product range which I could recommend to friends and family, and they could use it on their children to help their children look and feel better as well. That was a massive attribute for me. The next product range is the Slenderize, which is probably one of the USPs for the Opportunity Company, being a clinically proven weight loss system. And you have to understand that all of our products, all of the brands, they're all tested, trialed. They've won awards. It is literally like an amazing array of products that will literally blow your mind. So the Slenderize products as a whole, we do the clinically proven weight loss, which is the drop system. So it's the day and night drops. And then we have a support system of the shakes and also a power boost and a beauty boost. And in conjunction, used together, you can use these for traditional fat loss, so for people who are overweight, but you can also use them for people who are looking to go from fit to rip. So for me personally, I can use this program when I'm cutting for competitions, and it's amazing to be able to have a product that supports lean muscle mass whilst cutting body fat, because that's something which, if any of you know about it, is practically unheard of. So that Slenderize range was a massive attribute for me, knowing that we could offer something which was completely unique to the market, and particularly at this time of year is massively in demand. Is a great thing to be part of. The Revive range is a personal body care range. And I personally was astounded to understand that if you get up and have a shower and wash your hair in the morning, brush your teeth, which most of us do, I hope, in the usual way, unless you're in build mode like I was for 8 weeks, most of us will get up and we do all those things. And if you don't have any understanding of this, the average person will expose themselves to 27,000 chemicals before they even leave the bathroom. And we're doing that to our children as well. So the Revive range for me was such a massive thing that, you know, not only do we have the shampoo and the conditioner, which you can offer to salons, and it's great for hair extensions and afro hair, you've also got the fact that it's completely organic range. So the body wash is perfect for the whole family to use. There's no chemicals in it. It's fragrance with essential oils, and the toothpaste is toxic free as well. So not only is it great for nice white shiny teeth, and you can use it along with the Nutrify range for stain removal, so complete teeth whitening kits. But this is a product that you can use for your entire family. So if anyone's like me, I had an under 5s toothpaste, I had an under 12s toothpaste, a whitening toothpaste, a sensitive toothpaste, and I was able to replace all of my current toothpaste with just this one tube that my whole family can use. And if you've ever read on the back of a normal tube of toothpaste, it says quite clearly, do not swallow, do not ingest. And yet we're quite happy to squirt that into our children's mouths every day. So Revive for me was probably one of the winning ranges to be able to offer to my clients and to be able to use personally. And I'm a massive advocate of all of the products. I use all of them in turn. The Prime range, now essential oils, these are a whole new level of essential oils, honestly. I was blown away by the difference that these oils have involved in them. And it's just to give you a little bit of an insight, they're a synergistic blend that combine traditional methods, so the ancient art of aromatherapies, with new scientific discoveries. So literally it's cutting edge transformations of combinations of putting these oils together to combat different requirements that the body will have. So we've got the ice oil, which is great for lactic acid buildup. We've got a calm oil, which is great to help children sleep and adults sleep too. The escape oil is great for tension headaches, and there is literally an oil for every possible thing that you could think of, you know. So in terms of ailments for my children, I had a son who had night terrors. The calm fixed that. If I have muscle pain, I use the ice. If I get a migraine, I use the escape. The Sentry is great for coughs and colds. It's also a great antioxidant as well. So there's lots of different uses for those products, and the fact that they last so well and for so long makes them a really great seller, and they're really great for your customers to be able to use too. The Purity for me was something that I had really little knowledge of, and it was when I looked around at the opportunity company, I saw that there were army commandos recommending these products, you know, PTs. I drank bottled water myself. You know, I understood that tap water was, you know, had loads of chemicals and stuff. What I didn't realise was that there was a filter that could filter out 99.9% of bacteria from any water source apart from seawater. And when I looked into how in-depth the Purity was, I was completely blown away by it. And we've tested this to the max. And the air purification system that runs alongside it, to be able to remove toxins from air, you know, the level that these products go to, they are literally gold standard for every single product range. And the Purity, alongside we're now operating a charity which helps to provide these water bottles to third world countries as well. And it's an amazing range of products to make a massive difference. So it's a completely unique range, probably one that I least expected to see in a company, but it's definitely a winning range. And I personally use the water bottle now, and my children use the water bottle as well, and I save on bottled water. The Juve skincare range now, wow, being an aesthetics and cosmetics nurse, when I saw this range, I was beyond impressed. My previous company offered a skincare range that I'd been a massive advocate as being the best that I'd ever seen. And then when I saw the Juve skincare range, it was one of the things, as James said, once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. And the tightening and brightening cream that this company offer is it's a completely different level of skincare. You are talking about 2 products which replace a range of 9 products that most people use on a daily basis. It reduces fine lines and wrinkles, like not only as an immediate effect, so you get a 6 to 12-hour effect from it, but it also has a high level of peptides, which means that over 28 days, fine lines and wrinkles can be reduced by up to 64%. Now, it's no wonder that these product brands are award-winning, and they are award-winning because they do exactly what they say on the tin. They go above and beyond your expectations. And the great thing about them is that when you have a customer join or a rep join, they're never targeted to one brand. So you can come in as a customer and you can buy Revive shampoo and conditioner, and the next month you could buy from any of the other product brands as well. So being able to cross promote across these product brands is a massive attribute. I mean, what other company can you get that kind of variation of products from? I personally, as I said, use all of the products, and my reps use all of the products as well. I'm a massive advocate of them, and I encourage all of you guys to try anything that you haven't already tried, because I have a feeling that you'll love them just as much as I do. And, you know, we all want to be able to offer products to people that are going to help them to change their lives, whether it be health and wellness, whether it be weight loss, whether it be looking and feeling younger. We all want to be able to offer people a solution for their problem. And the Ariix umbrella of the 6 brands genuinely offers that to people. So that's a little bit of an insight into the product brands. I am now going to pass over to the very lovely Darren Foy, somebody who I've grown massive respect for over the last 4 months. And he is a father of 3 boys, along with his girlfriend, Lisa. They are a couple who I look up to and admire greatly. They are presidents in the company and recent winners of the Visionary Award as well, which is a highly acclaimed award for anybody who doesn't know. So, Darren, I'm handing over to you.
Perfect. Thank you, Karina. So, guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tie together what Karina spoke about, which is obviously products, and obviously the industry we're in is network marketing. So this is all about recommendations. And also then what James talked about, which is, you know, obviously Ariix, the opportunity company, the 7 execs, the Bill of Rights, and everything else. And, you know, I know for many of you guys, it's about the money and show me how I can live a better lifestyle. So what I want to say to you now, if you haven't shared already, you haven't tagged people already, now is the time to do so. So we can now show them how to make money with Ariix. And then what James is going to do is close out and show you guys how to get started. So there's many different ways. Let me just cover it first. There's many different ways of getting compensated inside of Ariix's compensation plan, which is known as the Activate. I'm not going to go into everything tonight because obviously we don't want to overwhelm you guys. But what we want to do is give you enough information so that if you're new in the industry, you understand how you're going to get paid. And if you've experience in the industry, you'll see why. Ariix has been voted the #1 compensation plan in the world by the Business Home Organization. So the first couple of things I'm going to just talk about is the fact that Fred Cooper has consulted with over 100 companies inside of the industry, you know, as a statistician, and with the PhDs that he has, he's got experience of consulting with companies all across the industry that cross all across the globe. So what he's seen is the tripwires, the pros, the cons, the ins and the outs of compensation plans. And, you know, not to say that Ariix is perfect, but when somebody's saying exactly what other companies do right and do wrong, you can understand why we've been voted the #1 compensation plan in the industry. And Tim Sales, the guy that James spoke about earlier on, this guy is the master representative of Ariix. He's been with over 200 companies he's consulted with to ghostwrite training for these people, to put policies and procedures in place for specific companies, put policies and procedures in place for markets opening for the industry. So when people like this make a decision to partner with Ariix, it makes their decision easier because obviously you put your trust in people that know exactly what they're doing. So the first part of the compensation plan I'm going to talk about is base commissions. So base commissions basically is paid to us each and every single week, like every bonus and every commission that we get paid from Ariix every week. So it'll land in your account on a Friday, but base commissions is paid on 15% commission from each and every single pay line that you have. If you're watching from the UK, you can start with 2 lines of business. One is a power, one is a pay. And then after 7 days, you can upgrade from there. But when you start, you're going to start with 1 pay line, which gives you the opportunity to make up to, when you optimize your lines, up to $2,000 base commissions each and every single week, which is over $100,000 base commissions every year, about maybe 70, 80,000 pounds each and every single year. The second one I'm going to speak about is number 4. So if you look down the bottom left, it's called matching bonus. So matching bonus is basically given to us representatives, people involved inside network marketing and Ariix, for what we do in giving our skill set and our ability and our knowledge to other people. So the better we are at coaching and mentoring other people, the better matching bonus is going to be. So if I enrolled James in the morning and James made $1,000 this week in base commissions, I'd make 15% because I was the person that enrolled him. So that's $150. And then if James enrolled Karina, I'd make 10% there. So again, use a simple example. Karina made $1,000. I'd make $100 there because I'd enrolled James and James had enrolled Karina. And the company pays 7 generations deep. So generation 1 is 15%. Generation 2 is 10%. And generation 3 to 7 is 5% each. In simple terms, what it means is the better you are at passing your knowledge, your skill set, and your ability onto other people so that they can execute, create success, and create an income for themselves, the more you're going to get rewarded for it. The next one is number 5, as you see on the screen. That's savings bonus. So I like savings bonus for a couple of reasons. One was retention of reps, because nobody likes to leave money on the table. And the ability for Ariix to be able to save for you without having to take it out of your own pocket and save it makes it a hell of a lot easier. The average savings in the UK and Ireland is between 4,500 and 5,500 per person. So when you think this company is going to take an additional 15% on top of your base commissions every week and save it for you, maxing out at $500 each and every single week, $2,000 a month. Many other companies will offer car programs or car plans or whatever it may be. But what happens there is you go out on the pretense that you're going to get this money every month or every week. And you hire a car, you rent a car, you buy a car, your volume drops and so does your car payment plan and you're left to cover the deficit. With Ariix, when they pay out the $10,000 and then they continue to pay each and every single week and month, all of a sudden you've got the ability to do with it what you want, whether that's to clear debts, to cover college fees, to put a down payment on a car, to whatever it is that you want to do, you've got the ability to be able to do that. And in the next couple of weeks, Ariix have a new bonus that's about to launch. And this bonus is going to put more money in people's pockets in the first 28 days of business. And we're excited about what it's going to be because it's going to help so many people get started the right way, line their pockets in the first 28 days, and truly see why Ariix is the #1 compensation plan in the industry. And something I remember when I spoke to Fred Cooper in November 2015, the one thing we spoke about, and I know it was similar for James as well, is we spoke about this where he said to me, okay, Darren, tell me what you're doing in volume terms with the company you're with. So I told him what I was doing. He said to me, I can guess that you're making X. He was within a couple of €100 of what I was making each and every single month. And he said, okay, I'm just going to tell you something out straight. Even if you were really bad at placements inside of Ariix, which is how we build our business, he said, even if you were really bad at that, the minimum you would make is 1.5 times the amount of money that you're currently making with where you are right now. And he said, if you got really good at the placement and you listened to the advice that was given to you, you could make up to 4 times the amount of money than you're currently making for the same amount of volume. So just think about that for a second. Just think about no matter where you are, if you're involved in the industry already. And think about the ability to be able to do exactly what you're doing right now and make more money. And what I know for sure is that, it was the same for me. It's been the same for, probably a couple of thousand people involved in Ariix in the UK right now over the last 12, 18 months, specifically those that have come from a different company. Once you see this, you can't unsee it. And then the other element is if you've not been involved in the industry, you're striking gold first time around because many people won't start and finish with the same company. But for the people that have just got started in network marketing and decided to partner with Ariix, the opportunity company, they found the right home at the right time. And, that comes into this 4 core, which is all about what Ariix's mission statement, what their vision statement is. And it's about healthy body, which is about using the products like Karina spoke about. 6 different brands unique in the industry because many companies just have one brand and that's why they become mature and saturated. Ariix have 6 unique different brands which allow people to plug and play and niche into whichever one they want to niche into. But the first thing you got to do is healthy body use the products. Second thing you got to do is personal development, which is all about developing yourself, leveling up, understanding what skills you need to acquire, what it is that you need to do to make the most of this industry to create success. 2 options in life, settle or succeed. There's no in between. So when you tie personal development and healthy body together, all of a sudden you've then got the ability to help support other people, to get started, to understand the products, to build a business. And when you do all 3, which is healthy body, personal development, generous heart, all of a sudden strong finances come. And what happens inside of the industry sometimes is people can be blinkered by just strong finances and forget the rest. But when you look after all 4, Then what happens is the companies start to take notice. You begin to become an influence in the market. And something that we haven't spoke about, which I know James is going to close out on this call, is this thing called Founders Club. So what Founders Club is this thing that we call legacy wealth. Everybody wants, if you've got children or you've got a family member that you love or someone that you care about, we all want to create this thing that lasts way beyond their lifetime. And, you know, residual income is what's claimed to be that. But this thing called legacy wealth is truly what we want. And what legacy wealth is it's about, you know, influencing in a marketplace with Ariix, becoming a Founders Club member where the company will share in the profits for that market for the rest of your life and for the rest of your loved one's life. Because as long as Ariix is in that market, as long as Ariix continues to grow in that market, profits will be shared. And now this guy became a founder of Ariix in Europe in November 2016, having been with the company just over 14 months. And you've heard from him already. I'm going to bring him back in to tell you guys what Founders Club means to him and close out this call. So James, if you're there, if you want to take it from here.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Darren. And, you know, the compensation plan has so many facets. So don't worry if you don't get it. You know, if you're on the call and you think, I don't really understand it, that's fine. Because whoever got you on this call, you can just go back to them and say, I need more info. But just take the essence of it. It's the best. If you want to give up your time, effort and energy, and this is business, you want to be rewarded financially, there is no better place. And I'm just going to tell it straight from my previous company as well, which is a good company. I'm not knocking it. For the same volume I did there, I do here, I get paid 3 times more. People leave jobs for better financial prospects, you know, so it's no different here. The finances was the last reason I joined because all the other things were in place, the brand strategy, the bill of rights, the people, the amazing products. But if you're looking for extra finances, there is no better place. So yeah, Darren, talking about this little thing here, the company put a badge on me, and apart from a fancy badge, it means so much more. I got in this industry to basically not change my life, but to change my little girl's life, 5 years old. And I didn't want history to repeat itself. You know, this is not a sob story, but we was in council houses all over Manchester. We had to move every 2 years, probably because my mum was hiding from paying the catalogue people, right? But so for me, when I seen this industry, I just wanted to create some stability for my baby girl. And let me tell you what Founders Club is, and Darren touched on it there, is I'm a distributor. Whatever check I create is for me in the marketplace. But this is where no one in the industry comes close to us. And this is why top leaders are coming to us. And, you know, for those who've been a leader in a company, if you're thinking about looking at other companies again, then I just want you to ask yourself this question. Is a company going to offer you a spot as part ownership? Is a company going to offer you shares in that market for life? So let me just give an example. As the UK and Europe grow, because I'm a founder of Europe, which I'm privileged to hold the title of, the company will share their profits with me. So we're worth around 200 million now, and of course we're heading towards the billion mark in the next 5 years. At the end of each year, the company give out dividends to the founders in the market. So from a financial perspective, it's mind-blowing. I'm the first one in the UK and the second one in Europe, and I estimate there'll be another 5 to 10 in the next couple of years. So now's the time to join. Beyond the financial aspects, it's responsibility. The company cannot make a change without consulting founders. So I have a real responsibility to the market that, you know, I will not let nothing happen that doesn't benefit reps. So if they wanted to change the compensation plan, they couldn't do it without the say-so of people like me. We even have that much responsibility if someone was unfairly terminated, which doesn't happen. But if there was, for argument's sake, I could overturn the company. That's how much responsibility and power the founders have. So I'm humbled to be in that position. I really am. And the exciting thing is for Darren, Karina, for all the other leaders watching this, for people who've not even started with this company yet, them slots are available. And it's true legacy wealth, because if anything happens to me, then Lacey May, her future is secure. So that's the dream. I could go to the beach right now, it's done for me, but I don't, because I love what I do and I want to pay it forward and help many other people succeed. So I just want to close it out. I just want to say, if you're looking for quick money, there's loads of things out there. I see it popping up on my Facebook all the time. But if you're looking for a home, if you're looking for stability, if you're looking for people who care, if you're looking for phenomenal products, if you're looking for security, if you're looking to be paid better here than anywhere else, then come and join us, because we're just getting started. And the next 3 to 5 years for us, we've got a plan in place, and we're going to be huge. So people say, oh, well, join this company, it's already huge. But the stories have been created in a lot of examples. We're about to create lots of stories, and we're looking to partner with lots of people. So if you like what you've seen, then just go back to the person who tagged you in this. Or if you're not sure, give someone a shout and say, hey, look, I want more info, or I'm ready to get started, and we'll be welcome to partner you. We're excited about the future. I want to thank Karina personally. Darren, thank you for your leadership. For everyone of the crew who's on the live, I know lots of the team are on, thank you. We're blessed to be part of such a great movement. And even if this ain't for you, let me give you one little bit of advice to close. Don't let anyone steal your dreams. Don't settle for averagism or mediocrity. You know, find something that you can be passionate about and just go and get it. It really is as simple as that. My name's James Lavelle. Thanks for your time, and I hope you had great value from the call. Cheers, guys.